Hello, Christy here. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about some Jin Shin Jyutsu stuff, the ancient healing art that I practice. I was amused when I mentioned last time that my husband had been through sort of a roller coaster of medical stuff when someone said, hey, don't forget Jin Shin Jyutsu, which totally cracks me up because I live it and breathe it every day for myself, for him. Whenever I can use it, I am all about it. So he had a cardiac ablation. This is his second ablation. He had an ablation in September of 2020 when they found out that the cause of his atrial fibrillation was, the cause of his stroke was atrial fibrillation, So it didn't totally take care of the atrial fibrillation, so he went for a second ablation on August 11th, which they go through the femoral artery or vein on both sides of the groin area to go up to the heart and deliberately scar the heart to try to stop a circuit that causes the irregular rhythm to occur. So there's a wound. There's a number of things. So it starts out you have to lay flat for at least 4 hours, and that gets really uncomfortable for his back. What are we going to do? Jin Shin Jyutsu for pain. At the 4-hour mark, they took his bandages off and the sutures out, and he starts bleeding there. What are you going to do? Jin Shin Jyutsu to stop bleeding. Put your right hand on the area, put your left hand on the right hand. The nurses were actually doing physical touch, so I was doing this remotely. At the 2-hour mark, he was then, the second 2 hours, so a total of 6 hours, he was allowed to go home. So it was a 12-hour day. A few hours later, the bleeding starts again. It's an opportunity for Jin Shin Jyutsu. The next day, he had swelling in his ankles. Why? I guess from being inactive and also because they gave him a lot of fluids during the procedure. What can we do for edema? Jin Shin Jyutsu. So it's just been a series of then there's this, then there's this, then there's this. One of the great places to hold in Jin Shin Jyutsu is safety energy lock 15. Every safety energy lock ideally is open at all times. Safety energy lock 15 is where the hip and leg come together on the front of your body. It's said that reduces the recovery from surgery by up to 50%. So powerful to have all this stuff at our fingertips. Yes, indeed. I don't know where I would be without Jin Shin Jyutsu. I'm telling you. I do it every night for at least an hour. We watch TV usually in the evening, which I probably wouldn't do if I wasn't married to my husband. While I'm there, I'm doing various Jin Shin Jyutsu holds, whether it's the stomach, the spleen, gallbladder. I do a lot of the organ function, energy, self-helps for a variety of things. I'm not without my own projects, which is what we call things in Jin Shin Jyutsu instead of problems. And I do it while I'm lying in bed. I do it before I go to sleep, doing the halo flow, which supports my bone health. I'm a little obsessive, I would say. I don't do it all day long. I don't set a timer and every hour do something, but it's always there. It's always there in my awareness. Being aware of my fingers at all times is just so nice to know. You can address worry, fear, anger, sadness, and trying to by holding the respective finger. Those come in super handy. For heart issues, holding your pinky finger, if I ever have little chest tightness or pain, squeezing the pinky finger. Of course, you want to get medical attention as needed, but what would I do without this art? And I found it in 2009 at the recommendation of a psychic. The first time I ever saw a psychic. She's like, have you ever heard of this? No, I haven't. And it has been life-changing. Now, it's not a panacea. It doesn't fix everything, but it certainly has made a huge difference. One of the things I've been using recently is liver self-help. One hand on the occipital bone on the left-hand side, the other hand under the collarbone on the right-hand side. So you can see, if I can swing around, you can see the hand goes on this side, and the other hand goes here, and then vice versa. It helps with fluid in all, bodily fluid movement throughout the body. But what I hadn't thought of, and I was reminded by Jin Shin Jyutsu instructor Jill Pasquinelli, with whom Rick and I both work once a month remotely, she's like, oh, you can use liver for dehydration. Well, of course you can. That totally makes sense. So liver is our friend. It's one of the best organ function self-helps for critical needs of the body. So the liver, the spleen, and the kidney are the three for critical needs of the body, but the liver is really good for all bodily fluids. All right, enough of my love of Jin Shin Jyutsu. I just wanted to put out there that it's there for us like all the time. Like we don't have to have a crisis. We could, as I've had a few in the last couple weeks, but it also can just be our maintainer and our preventer and our general harmonizer. All right, I'd love to hear in the comments below how you've been using Jin Shin Jyutsu lately, or if you have a question about it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, please go be brilliant.